Hey, hey, hey.
Hi.
Welcome to You, Me, and the Trinity's Christ Connections and Conversations. So, we're back for part two. You may note, why my camera not doing right?
Here we go.
That our panel is a little light tonight. Like, that's not everybody that's on the flyer. But you know what? Life happens. And what do? We adjust, adapt, and overcome. So I'm gonna have to lean over like this. I'm gonna have to change the thing. So, but
Yeah.
we have two of our favorites, Janotica,
Hi. How are
and,
you?
and we got Just Jay with us tonight. Just Jay, Just Jay. What? Why am
Dun,
I?
dun, dun, dun. Oh, I'm sorry.
Listen, I was waiting for somebody to holler out.
Go get my water.
I already have it.
Oh, Jay, somebody talking to you. You know that mean?
What it do, bro? What it do?
Williams, what's happening? Yeah, he's an uncircumcised Philistine. I know him. He's
Oh,
not saved.
he ain't
Now
doing
I'm
something.
playing. I'm playing, y'all. That's my brother.
Oh my
That's
good
my
God.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ebony, change us around
I can't move us around. I can change the thing.
the layout. No, it's good.
Look, babe, I got a bunch of stuff going on in my background today.
You trying to stick me in the middle? I know what you're trying to do.
I can't move him around. It's how he can't. Let me see something.
No, it was no. I was
Wait a
just.
minute.
We're just. Hey, Jay.
I don't like you. Cause who told you to say something about moving us around?
Move around. Move around.
What he talking about?
We
We both
both
think.
Saints fans from the most.
Ha-da-da-ma-shi-ha. He got that one right. He did.
Oh Lord,
He did get that part right.
whatever. So, how was y'all's week? Before we get into the conversation,
Too long.
Very I would say it was a long week, but it was a subtle week. But I go back to work.
Nah, ain't nothing was subtle about this week. It
I
was
seen
long.
you was on the flyer. Was it a conference you were at?
no, that's coming
Hmm.
up. Well,
Oh,
didn't you go speak somewhere? Did we,
Hmm.
man? You
yeah,
Oh yeah, I went preach this. I went preach Monday night.
exactly. I thought I seen some.
I preached Monday night, and yeah, I'm gonna leave that where it is. We gonna have to talk about the rest of it backstage,
oh,
cause
okay. Well, yes. Let's just leave that alone. So, last week, or 2 weeks ago, we got stuck on one question. And the
yeah, don't
question
ask that question no more, cause we hung out there for an hour and a half
An
we
hour
hung
and a
right
half.
there,
We
an
did not
hour
move
and a
past
half.
it.
We did
on
not
one question.
could move past. Would you get married again? And it was so interesting. But I do want to move a little bit. But we're not even gonna. That was just a recap. How you gonna have to call him?
This Reverend, you can't be having a whole conversation now, cause this ain't. This,
You gonna have to call
Matthew
him.
16 and 18 was the text. All right, we'll talk about it later.
Look, call him on the phone. Call him, inbox him,
Because
whatever.
did you have
About
a
to make
strong
my sister
text?
mad. About to make my sister mad.
I ain't pulling now another comment up about his comment. Jada Hell looking right though.
I see.
Oh, dun dun dun. Dun. You see it? You
I
see it?
know it.
Okay, so the question of the night. So Coach J had sent a bunch of stuff in the chat. Did y'all see any of that? Did y'all have a chance to look at it?
Oh, we were supposed to watch them.
I saw the clips, but I did not get a chance to watch.
Yes, we were supposed to watch.
And
So
you
So
know,
ain't nobody said, hey, y'all need to watch this in preparation for Sunday. He just sent clips.
Well, that's
Y'all got to specify it. I get clips from a whole lot of people about a whole lot of stuff, and sometimes they just sit down. So I didn't know we were supposed to. I'm sorry. Okay.
that is okay. But I do want to ask a question. So as we're discussing, this is kind of like an age old question that always comes up. And people always want to compare the marriages of their grandparents to modern day marriages.
My
Do you
grandmother wasn't married.
do you really think that's a real comparison? I'm a keep moving because I don't. I think it's comparing apples to oranges. What y'all think?
I definitely do not think it's the same. We are not living in the same time. I found myself saying that to a lot of women who are married or who have been married for a long time, and they ultimately say that the younger generation does not know how to go through things, that we give up too soon. And I'm always like, with all due respect, y'all just, were able to endure, I think, a lot more than what we're willing to endure, as this younger generation. For me, I've seen people who have went through a lot, but the end result, I mean, they're still together as 70-year-olds and 80-year-olds. And like they say, it hasn't always been easy. But I think it was said that we do give up too soon. So I don't,
Hey, Scruffy.
Jay, but I
Now you'll never find a better coach.
No. Arrogant much.
why Jay put that on there?
Because he ignorant. Because he ignorant. He ignorant.
I love it.
He gets
But
on my nerves.
I like that, Jay. But yeah,
Hey,
so
your hair is giving. Put on this pancake 34.
Who you talking to?
I'm talking to Jay.
I'm glad Jay muted right now. He's like, wow.
He look like he about to go sing. Since I lost my baby.
I dislike you so much. We was literally having a very serious conversation. So Jay, to catch
I'm
up,
sorry.
Big J. Um, we have moved past question number one. We now are discussing if our grandparents' marriages and marriages of today are actually comparable. Can you compare them?
Hold on, say that one more time.
Marriages from yesteryear and
I'm with
today,
Mr. Randall.
are they actually can you actually compare them?
I agree. Living was totally different back then. You cannot compare the two because just like the person in the audience just said, they were totally different days and times and stuff, and things that they went through, we don't have to go through, and vice versa. Um, I will say nothing's too much changed but the date and time because they still went through the same stuff that we go through today and vice versa. I think the only strong point that they had was they understood um it was better to be united than to be apart.
I
And
disagree.
that I agree with. No, I agree because I really believe the only difference they had or that we have from them is they ain't have social media. Cause I mean, ain't no way you out here singing songs and making songs like "As We Lay" and "Clean Up Woman" and "Don't Blame Mr. Charlie." Mr.
Mr.
Charlie's just a man.
Charlie is just a
There's
man.
no way you out here
He
making
is
songs
best man.
and you not going through stuff or you acting oblivious to what's going on. Maybe you really didn't know, or it wasn't out there because ain't nobody had means to post it. Ain't nobody had means to put it out there.
They knew. They knew.
The
You wanna know
women
what the
knew.
difference was? The
That
women
that
knew.
that's
They,
why little Scooter looked like the mailman.
let me tell you what happened. This is why the relationships are different. Because in 1974, when the law was passed that women could actually get credit without their husbands,
Oh, that's a long time ago.
mm, that's what happened. Because before that time, a woman she couldn't get a line of credit, she couldn't get a credit card, she couldn't do anything without the consent of a man. So they had to stay, no matter how toxic the situation was. So people out here talking about women don't stay and they're also ready to up and leave. They had to stay. They didn't have anywhere to go. They didn't have anywhere
Maybe
to
we should have
go.
left it like that, cause some of y'all done got beside y'allself and y'all
Oh,
smelling
no.
y'allself, like my grandmother would say. You got your underwear in the dryer too long and they fitting a little tight. And so, okay,
So let me tell you
I'm
something.
playing. I'm just playing.
Let me
I'm
tell
playing.
you
Sis, don't start. I'm playing. I'm picking.
because you don't start it and I'm finna start. You came and I'm finna
Finish
come
it.
by. I'm finna finish it.
Hey, you be quiet down there in that corner.
Like I told somebody today, I'm the finisher.
Mhm.
Um, Let me tell you something, because as a woman who done gave her husband back, what you ain't gonna do? You ain't gonna talk to me crazy. You're not gonna be disrespectful. You're not gonna play in my face. So because and part of the issue with the husband I had was that I made more than him. So that was also an issue. While I never made it an issue, I never brought it up. We had a joint bank account, none of that. But he had an issue with it. But you ain't gonna talk to me crazy because
So
I
he
don't.
was insecure.
He had to be because I don't talk to you. I don't talk to you crazy. You ain't gonna talk to me crazy. But if you start talking to me crazy, my mouth get real reckless and it don't ever stop. So don't start nothing you don't want me to.
Look at Jay.
Oh, wait. Let me put this disclaimer out here because those of y'all who are on here on this panel, y'all know me, but people who may watch this later may not know me. I am not because I feel like somebody's just gonna come for me. I'm not opposed against women's rights or against a woman being independent. I am just clowning. I'm
You wouldn't have cared if you
just
was opposed to it.
clowning.
We still was
Here
going.
you go. Here you go. Here you go.
I'm saying.
See, ain't nobody ask you nothing, Wakanda.
He didn't start it from last week, man.
He
But
been
let's look
started.
at this. Let's listen to this. It said, according to available data, the black marriage divorce rate is considered the highest among racial groups in the United States. Why?
It is like black women who are married to white men have a longer, or any other man of any other race has the potential to have a longer marriage than if we married the black kings we love.
And I think the other side is a lot of people never knew conflict resolution. I
No,
never learned conflict resolution.
that's a good
So
point.
they never, because we have whatever issues going on, I'm gonna stay in my corner, you go stay in your corner. We gonna stay silent about it until we feel like we both over it, and then we'll come back together later. And it never gets resolved because nobody likes conflict. And we've made this culture of I'm protecting my peace and okay thing. Yeah, sis. Yeah, bro. Protect your peace, but you got to learn conflict resolution. And I think that's a generational thing. Just because we saw them put up with it, and our grandparents dealt with it, and they never had conflict resolution, it just kind of trickled down to us. And so now here we are dealing with the same stuff, not facing our conflicts, not dealing with it, not resolving it, not working through it. Here's the resolve. Go sign these papers.
Well, you know what? And with that, I also think even though people who have like toxic situations necessarily they may stay, but they never learn conflict resolution either. They just learn, oh, you said such and such, such. I'm gonna lay some hands on you. You lay hands on me. and then we fuss and fight, but then the next day we out in public all over Dovey. Like that happens too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So either way, nobody seems, and I won't say nobody because that's all inclusive, but a lot of people did not learn how to effectively communicate their needs, wants, and desires.
Somebody better ask Tina.
You know what? So let me give you this, and y'all tell me what y'all think. Race and divorce rates. In 2021, Black women had a first divorce rate of 24.5%, and Black men had a first divorce rate of 22.6%. Black adults have the highest divorce rate and the lowest marriage rate. Black women are the only group among other races with a number of divorces higher than marriage.
What do I think about it? I think that from people that I have spoken to over the years, I think that I don't think that Black women are socialized to be wives as much as other races socialize their women to be wives. Black women, and I think that comes back from so many other things that our men have gone through, and they have not had some of the opportunities, bless you, that women have had.
Thank you.
And I think because of the situations that our grandmothers have gone through, your grandmother and your mother's telling you, hey girl, don't depend on no man, you go get your own, you make sure you got this little bit over here. But other races don't socialize their families like that. Their men are socialized to, if you create this family, you stay there, you provide for it, you do whatever. With their women are socialized to, be more feminine, to, want to be homemakers. A lot of Black women aren't socialized to that. And so I think that we are perpetuating the continuation of the breakdown of the home.
Let me add to that, unless somebody else want to go first.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me add to that. There's two things I'm gonna say. The first thing is, sister, you are absolutely right. Cause ain't no man want no hard leg. Why every night it gotta be a nuck if you buck situation? We don't, huh? Oh, why you gotta be so strong? Why is there two men in this house?
That's a good question.
So there's that situation where like a lot of women, Black women, have taken alpha roles. And
But just because you're
and I'm not saying y'all want them. I'm not saying y'all want them. So I was getting to that. But it happens, and a lot of women take them, but the men have taken the lesser role. Like roles have reversed, and it's not necessarily a good thing. It's okay to share certain things, like, okay, yeah, I'll cook tonight, or I'll clean the house tonight. But when it comes to the mentality and the thinking and the mindset, ain't no way I ought to be thinking the way a wife should be thinking for her husband, or the way a husband, a woman shouldn't be thinking the way a man should be thinking for his wife. Now, the second thing, however, space. Flip the record over. Play the other side. Number B. Y'all, I really think, because you said something about they don't socialize. How did you say it? They don't socialize their women.
They socialize their women to
they socialize. Yeah. So I think our culture glorifies weddings. We glorify weddings and celebrations, but we never actually take the time to teach marriage.
Nah, I'm
We
with
glorify having a husband and wife in public. We glorify going to the church, standing before the altar. We glorify having the reception, but we never actually teach marriage or show, hey, you can have this day. Y'all both might have these days. We never teach, hey, listen, some days she gonna come home and only be able to give 60%. Can you feel the other 40 from the 60 that she's given? Some days he's going to come home and he can only give 40%. Can you give the other 60 from the 40 that he's given? We never taught there's going to be days of struggle behind the white dress and the whatever color tuxedo you got on. We don't teach that.
we don't.
We just say, oh, you ought to get married. And
I wholeheartedly agree.
yeah, so I don't. I think our divorce rate has went up, or it's steady climbing because nobody actually knows or have a skill set for marriage, because either you haven't seen a healthy marriage, you were never taught about healthy marriage, you was raised by a single mama, which is not a bad thing. Shout out to my mama and my grandmother and my great grandmother. I mean, it's not necessarily bad things, but I didn't start seeing healthy marriage until my pastor and his wife. You know how old I was? 19.
I mean, you had emotionally developed by that point.
I didn't start seeing healthy, banter between a husband and a wife until my pastor and his wife. I didn't start seeing how to handle a woman that already has children coming into a marriage until I saw my pastor and his wife. So, if we're not taught these things, if we're not exposed to these things, if we don't know these things, then you develop a culture for failure. That's just the bottom line. You set up people to fail.
I agree.
And it's
Nah,
not it's not a fault. It's not their fault. It's just a thing of their environment.
Yeah, we are
I'm
setting
I'm
people up to fail. I
I'm
agree
yeah.
with
but
Jay is saying
but
no.
but my thing is with that, and I'm not taking anything away from what my brother just said, because he's absolutely right, 110%. How and never dot 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 and a space. How long? How long do we allow that to be our excuse?
Well, I wasn't saying, bro, that it was an excuse. I'm saying I think we need to find the way to make the change.
Well, I mean,
Like,
you make the change. The reason why I say that, because you make the change when you see the necessary or the necessity of the change, because everybody has gotten a car accident. I've gotten a couple of car accidents. Who all on here got in a car accident?
Minor, but
I
yeah.
thought I had done
So
lost my life that night.
so we all been in a car accident. My next question is, who all still drive today? So what happened? You got back on the horse and you kept going. You were more cautious. You prepared yourself a little bit better, but you still got back in that car and started driving. So once
And I
again, when
you.
do we stop? When do we stop and say, "Hey, I need to fix the situation that I'm in"?
Okay, but see, before you get there, okay, go ahead. Not Janonica, you want to say something? Because
No,
I
I
feel
was
like
just
for that.
I was just going to say, I see both sides, but again, I learned from, I'm a person that I watch and I see what other people are going through and doing. And if I see that it's unhealthy, or if I see the issue, then I myself don't follow down that road. I learn or I observe enough so that I'll know it has to stop somewhere. And those are, so it's no longer an excuse. That's when the wisdom and the discernment has to kick in our lives, to where we're not able to just follow. And they're always saying the blind leading the blind, but no, if I can see, I'm not going to go down the same road that you went down and not try to do something different or make a detour if I see you hit a head-on collision or something like that in it. So I don't think that we should say that we're just being trained culturally over and over to do the same thing that we've seen, because
Well,
we are wise enough to start making those decisions. But I see it's learned behavior, and I
It
understand
is.
that, and there is a pattern.
and
However,
so
and the brain seeks patterns, but that's as children, and as we grow and we learn and we know better and we just decide to do better. And I don't know, I'm not going to go behind something that I see is toxic or unhealthy because my mom said it. That's just the way it's supposed to be. Like,
Well,
no.
see, this is the thing. As if you are being reared by, say, if you're being reared by a single father, you're being reared by a single mother, or even if you can be reared in a two-parent household where that has not been the healthiest, and if all you have heard as a young person and you grow up from the person who you're downloading your primary information from is to make sure you got you, make sure you get this, make sure don't never, you learn not to ever fully open yourself up to somebody. And a young person, because you got to think, we're thinking about these young people who are 20 and 30 something, who are just getting into marriage for the first time. They don't even know what's not in their toolkit yet. You don't know that you're lacking the emotional intelligence to handle certain situations until the situation occurs, and then you have nobody to go and talk it out with because you didn't see conflict resolution. Because I can honestly say, my parents, I know they have had disagreements. I didn't even know my parents argued until I was probably in my 30s. Like, because all of their disagreements happened behind closed doors. If they didn't agree on something, baby, I didn't know it. It would be they would, and I recognize now as a fully grown adult what the signs were that they needed to stop and talk about something else. But I didn't know either. So, I think we should have in our churches, we should have conflict resolution classes. Just like you have, you're supposed to do conflict resolution in the workplace. You need relationship conflict resolution. And we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't talk about, so the problem is that we run into the wall first, because even when you see other people, okay, well, they did such and such, I would never do that. But when you don't have it in your toolkit to begin with, you don't even know how you probably should respond. So I don't want to do that, but you still don't know how you should respond because you don't know what that other person is going to be doing. Because conflict resolution is an ebb and a flow. Like is something that you're actively, okay, so like, not, me and you mad, but just because you say something, you have to, okay, well, so is you have to actively engage in it when it is occurring, and we don't teach that. And people are teaching their girls and their boys, if she do such, don't you worry about it. You can go do X, Y, Z in the third. Or girl, if he make you mad, you just put a little bit of your money off and his money off too. We ain't teaching that you need to, really sit down and talk with somebody. Let's talk about
right.
it. And let's
And
go to somebody counselor.
so
And I agree. The thing that, and I agree with everything everybody said, because it's key, it's value, and it's currently what we do. It's all what we do. But for some odd reason, and I know I'm gonna get talked about. So when I do this, somebody up here in this top corner right above me gonna talk about me later on. However, I know Jesus. So the first thing that came to my head was a scripture, and I know somebody gonna say, "Well, that don't make sense," but it does. It says, 1 Samuel 16:1. The Lord tells Samuel,
how long?
because He has chosen a new
How
king
long?
for Israel.
Hey,
Cash, I can't hear.
When are we gonna stop mourning
How long?
what we for how long?
How?
Hey,
I thought about Chico. Yes, sir.
how long
How
are
long?
we saying, well, we wasn't taught this, and well, we wasn't taught this, and well, we wasn't taught this? You know how many people died saying the same stuff, and they missed out. That's the whole story about the whole story about the man going to heaven and getting showed a room or a palace or something, and he opens his box and he showed God, the angel shows him all the blessings that he missed out of. Ask the question, find out what you need to find out to become a better you, because at the end of the day, what it starts with, middle and ends with, is you becoming a better you. But
Okay, so
if we keep saying, oh, my mama didn't teach me this, my daddy didn't teach me this, all they said was this, and all they said was that. So that's what you're gonna live your whole life saying?
how are you going to be better if you don't even know what to ask for when you start a new job? When you start a new job and they say, come to me when come to me with questions, whatever questions you got, but you don't even know what to ask.
Wait, and that happened to me. That happened to me at my job. And I said, but when I got stuck and said, hey, I don't understand this, that's when I asked a question. Or when I did something, and they say, what we do is we do it like this, that, and the other. Well, crap, I didn't know. So show me where I can find how to do X, Y, and Z.
Okay, so
bro, I think what she's getting at more so is not how do we know what questions to ask, but maybe more so who do we ask the questions to? Because everybody around us is doing the same thing. How do we know who to go ask the right question to? Yeah, I may have the question, but who do I go to when the culture around me is the same and I've never seen anything different? Again, okay. I had the blessing of seeing my pastor and his wife, but had I never transitioned churches, I would have never saw that.
Coach Ebony? No, you're about to say something.
Go ahead, answer the question, Coach.
Oh God. All right, how long are we go bounce back and forth, big brother and big sister? Somebody answer me.
No.
Go, Jay.
No, that's you, because you had something to say before Jay started talking. I'm just asking. I mean, because I know I messed up, and I know I erred in relationships, and I know I probably should have asked questions. I know I probably shouldn't have been like, man, what my daddy did, and my daddy said, my daddy wasn't there, and all I saw was blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, Jonathan, you know better, dog.
But did you know better? Did you know better?
Actually, yes, I did. And I was being a MF and nigga.
Well, you're an anomaly. You don't count. You're an anomaly.
And thank you. He would be an anomaly, because if your moral compass is set left of center and mine is at center, and then somebody's over here moral compass is set right to center, then you don't even necessarily know that you may not have a straight moral code of what is actually acceptable or not.
So where do we find it at?
My moral code, and I'm gonna shut up after this, and this came from a woman. This came from a woman who I have gotten close to over the years. She calls me her son. She says, son, you know how you get over one? Go get another one.
Go get on to another one.
So guess what I was doing?
Getting on the phone.
Another one.
Just lying on the people.
The cleaner woman is the woman who
just
gets off my man's soul. Okay, I'm sorry.
So you just lying.
I was slide. Yeah, I mean, and that came from a woman. That came from a woman. So if this is a woman telling me this, and I'm looking to be, satisfaction for a woman, then guess what? Well, if this one ain't getting it, let me move on to the one who might appreciate it, because she said the way you get
just
over
out
one.
there wilding. You just wilding.
No. I was young and observing. This was the culture around me.
So
It
now,
was the culture around. So I'm asking the questions, kind of like
You
Jonathan
want
had
the
the
wrong
questions,
information.
and I'm asking the questions, and she says, "Go get another one." Okay, cool.
so no talking it out, no working it out, no trying to figure out what happened.
That woman said to get over one, go get another. She didn't say don't. She didn't say work it out, talk it out. That she said if you want to get over one, go get another. That's what she said.
Coach,
Well,
what's the next question? Because Jay then took us off to the cleanup one.
I'm just saying, David was a role model for me in my younger days.
You know what?
we talked about David, but David also acts in Psalms 51 and 10.
That was after he had messed up with Bathsheba. He was still
But he still asks. So
slinging
I
staff
think
and
the
rod.
ultimate
He
thing
still,
is for you to ask.
he still was slinging staff and rod
Ask
down in valleys.
to creating you.
Why did you just go off there?
Ebony just went off stage. I don't blame him. I would have left too. Just
For
me.
what? So,
She back.
I mean,
Can I? Well, and I wanted to say this earlier when I was talking about when we were talking, because Ebony and I, we share a lot of conversations together. And I said to her just a few days ago,
yeah, y'all
I
always seem to be talking. Y'all, I
said,
don't understand.
but
You a
I
hater?
asked the question
You want to be in the
because
group chat? We put you in the group chat.
who want to be in the group chat?
Evidently, Lil J want to be in the group chat.
But I asked Ebony the question because I was like a one and done type person. And I
We
asked
discovered
Ebony,
that last week,
I finally asked her, yeah, I said, sis, do
or
you
2
really
weeks ago,
think?
whenever it was. We figured that
Hush,
out.
Jay.
I said, listen, I said in all seriousness, like I said, sis, do you think that I am too hard on the one and that's it? And she said, yes, you cannot, because I'm like, you got one time to make me feel a certain way or to make me, because I'm not going to do it to you. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to do this. You know, I'm saying all the things that I'm saying I'm not going to do. And she was like, maybe 3 times. You know, she was like, the first time they may do it and you may assume that they know or they know better and they really don't know. So after the first offense, you know, you tell them, this is what I don't like, you know, this is it. And so I think the breakdown in my life is I love to talk. I feel like we can talk about anything and we can get through it. But then I'm also like, don't worry about it no more. But she did tell me. So I think that has a lot to do with the state of our mindset sometimes as Black women, to where we are sometimes traumatized to where we're saying, I'm not going through that, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. And we do stop at the one, or we see something and it's just like, mm-mm. And so, and then I got ADD to relationships too. So
I mean, and I'm with you on that. I have emotional ADD.
yeah.
We listen to Boosie too much. That's the problem.
If you what you doing me to death, but yeah, I am. So I say all that to say this. Do you all think I seen Jay was like, yeah, so when I'm like one and done, or I just want to talk to you anymore, how not how long, but how many times?
That's the same thing. How long? How long you just gonna
How
be
many
one and
times?
done?
Like, but I did ask the question because I'm like, am I just? Because I'll just get like, forget it. Like after, I mean, one time you got one time to make me feel crazy or to act.
But what if you doing that to them and they do it one and done with you, and you really was feeling them, and you didn't know that you messed up, and you didn't
Because
know
I
he
want.
was on eggshells, or you didn't know that that was one of his pet peeves, and he just leave you high and dry. You like, what I do? All I said was,
She
all
ain't
I did was.
What you
You,
saying?
gonna care. She ain't gonna care.
I mean, I ain't gonna say, but,
I am
but,
care. Emily said I ain't gonna care because I
but,
just go to bed.
but the thing is like
Woo!
no
Hey,
one is perfect, and we
right,
all gonna make mistakes.
right.
Somebody gonna fart and forget to say excuse me, but dang, we gonna hold that grudge. Next, you remember me.
This, I got a question, Jonathan.
Different though.
I
Like
got a
it just
question. Wait.
I don't know.
We be
Okay, I'm
right
sorry.
there
Go ahead,
with you.
Jonathan.
We be
Go
right
ahead.
there with you, and then you just say something ignorant.
Right, because this the third time you done brought that up. Did somebody fart in a relationship with you and they say
Oh,
excuse me and you've been holding on to that because
I
that's the
ain't
third
been
time?
Look,
traumatized.
how long?
How long?
How long
well, how long was
are
the
you
fart
gonna hold
for?
on? How long are you gonna hold on to the fact that they said and then say excuse me? How long?
But it's like we do small stuff and we say small stuff. And some of us take our last relationship into our new relationship, and we think that what we did in our last relationship is going to be okay in our new relationship. And if I don't know you, Janotica, and I try to treat you like the other one, and you're like, no, I ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe, player. Like we ain't doing that over here. But I don't know that. But I don't know that until I interact with you.
Vitamins.
I'm not. I'll communicate. Like I mean, it's just a fine line. Like some of it. Somebody said, "How long, Jay?"
How long, Jay? Hey,
You know,
Tisha.
hey, ain't nobody worried about her, man. Hey, don't show her stuff, man. Skip her, man. Shoot, bye. Hey, Chief.
Hey man, I ain't seen Tisha in a long time. You ain't gonna act like that.
Hey, Chief.
Hey, Tisha.
She probably gonna text me and tell me shut up. It's okay.
But yeah,
Um,
so that was just my spiel because
Mhm.
we do have conversations, and I do try to figure things out and wonder, like, am I?
do you really?
Yeah, I always be trying to figure out like how to be a better
Cause
leader.
I feel like I I'm walking a thin line.
You sure are.
Yes, it
I'm
did.
about to. You you got a Rubik's cube mentality.
Okay.
You real complex on some things,
You like it
and
flipping,
and
this
and
right
and
here.
right when it's like, oh, I got it. That one blue cube is on the red side, and it done messed everything up. So now I got to start all over again because the pieces not lining up. And then when I think, oh, I got it again, that one green cube on the yellow side,
Is it like
and it didn't line up. And and it's kind of like, okay, well, I know this is a red flag, this is a red flag, this is a pet peeve. I can't do this with her. I can't do that. And so I'm getting through all the parts, and right when it seems like things are going well, boom, the block then locked up on me. And now I can't do anything with it because the block don't wanna have anything to do with me.
that was a great
And
analogy.
I kind of wonder if here it is because we're going back to cultural context. Are these things you saw coming up? And you don't have to answer that on here, but it's almost a wondering of, was your mama like this? Was your aunties like this? Was your grandmother like this? Were the women around you like this? And so, because of what you saw, what you heard, developed the same type of Rubik's Cube mentality?
I don't
I,
think
I'm
so.
just, I'm just, again, you don't have to answer that publicly. It's just my analysis from the couple of times we've talked on these platforms, the things that I noticed. I, bag lady, you gonna hurt your back.
No, but seriously, I'm really not that complicated. Like I am super easy to I really am. I'm
Rubik's
not
Cube.
complicated at all. I'm
Rubik's Cube.
I am not.
You can't say you're not complicated if you have a one and done.
That's complication.
That's
I
it.
got a low. I have a low tolerance. I'm a patient person, but my tolerance is low.
Patient and low tolerance. Complication. That's conflict. All the way. That's two opposites. Patience
Felt
and low
that in
tolerance.
my
Man, I will be
I
patient.
felt that in my Shana, Jay. Hey,
I'm a patient person, but I don't tolerate. I can't stand to tolerate nonsense. Like,
Okay, so let's be biblical.
Ooh,
We all spiritual people. We all holy people.
let's go.
The family tree of Jesus includes people like Rahab. The family tree of Jesus includes people like David. The family tree of Jesus includes people like not Joseph, but Judah, whom God had to navigate sovereignly around all of these people to get Jesus to us. And he had to be patient with each one of those hellish people. And if God said, yeah, I'm telling them I'm going to be patient with them, but I ain't got no tolerance, Rahab would have never been a grandmother. David would have never been a grandfather. Judah would have never been where the seed came from through the line. If God is saying he's patient, but he's displaying low tolerance. So it's one or the other. Are you patient or are you low tolerance? Because Israel would have never made it out of Egypt if God had low tolerance. Because he was patient through all their murmuring and complaining. Matter of fact, because Moses ended up having a low tolerance complex when God told him speak to the rock and he struck the rock, that nigga died where he was.
Okay, preach.
So are we patient or are we low tolerance?
Both.
Because it's two different things and we cannot be both in the same cup.
I think I am both. I'm gonna be honest now. I get that, and that was a
And
great.
here's where we go back to what I said earlier. Rubik's Cube mentality.
No,
Let's go keep coming back.
I disagree.
Y'all was on me real hard last week, and I felt it in my shando that I was not gonna let it happen this week.
And
So
you
now I'm
came
be
back
real
ready.
hard on somebody else, and it just so happens to be you tonight.
hey, I felt
And
the
I'm
same
cool
thing,
with
bro.
that. I'm cool with that, but I'm stuck on it, and I'm stuck on it. I mean, I really am. I'm a patient person, but I ain't got time for nonsense.
Well, you can't say you patient if you're low tolerant. It does
Yes,
not go
I
together.
am. I'm
It
patient.
does not.
And I'll talk to you in my low tolerance. It simply means that I will address or go ahead and try to get where we need to be because you doing too much.
Here's the
And
thing.
so I either
One is like an antibiotic to the other.
well, one gonna kill the other.
One is gonna cancel the other one out. It's gonna get rid of the other one. If you're low tolerant, you're not gonna have no patience. If you patient, you can't be low tolerant.
I can do both. I don't know about y'all.
Sister.
Y'all keep saying, but I'm easy to do both because I'll be patient with you. I'll work with, but if you come in, if it's nonsense and if it's BS and I smell the BS, the patience, you're right, it do cancel the other one. Because at that point, I can't tolerate you. Now I can be patient, but I can't tolerate nonsense.
So we patient as long as they ain't on some BS.
BS.
But if they on some BS, then
It's a real.
But then where does the tolerance come in it?
Low.
No. Let's not even say.
Ain't none.
Let's not even say tolerance. Let's not even say tolerance. Let's say where does grace come in at?
Ain't no grace. And I meant that double negative. Ain't no
grace to no nonsense like that. I'll extend you grace, but it won't be in a situation to where you'll be in my life on this level. You know what I'm saying?
What
I'm trying to say you this right here.
What if they've given you grace?
I
A whole
want
lot.
them.
You want them to give you grace. Finish that statement. You
Cut
want
the
them to
grace.
give you grace.
No, cut the grace off if I'm acting a fool. Don't give me no grace. Don't keep on trying to do it. No.
Woo! Thank God she is not Jesus, because Lord, there has been many times I've been so close to hell, I still smell like smoke.
But what I'm
But
definitely saying, I'm talking about with the relationship standpoint. Now, y'all are you
we
want
do.
something different.
Listen,
Because
No,
nah,
I'm not.
cut you off on
but
the,
you know what? I'm
relationship.
gonna say men want more grace and mercy than they give women.
Cause and they want us to put up with nonsense, and when we know, and then you talking about Judah and all
I
them,
think
and
that's an inaccurate
baby,
assessment. I
I'm
think
gonna
that's
tell
an
you this
inaccurate
right here. I'm gonna
assessment,
tell
and
you
that's
just
not
like
fair. That's not fair for every man for
I'm
you
telling
to
you just like
say.
that. I want to be like Jesus. I ain't said I was Jesus.
I,
I'm striving.
I don't think that's fair to say that men want more grace than we give. I don't think that's
Well,
a fair assessment
well,
because
from
I
my
can say,
personal lived experience,
okay, say that.
I can say that from my personal lived experience, the man that I was married to wanted a lot of grace.
Mr. Charlie, for the sake of
Yeah,
the board
Mr.
tonight, we're gonna say
Charlie.
Mr. Charlie
Mr.
want
Charlie
more
wanted
grace.
a lot of grace, and I was unable to continue to
I ain't gonna go.
extend the grace.
So it has to be a give and a give back. We gotta
Reciprocity.
learn to pour into each other. Y'all seen fountains that be in people's yards?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all seen fountains?
Same
So
water. They keep going back and forth,
fountains
up
come.
and down. Anybody got time for it?
See, ain't see. This is what I'm talking. I can't even Rubik's cube mentality. I couldn't even finish my illustration.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
The
I'm gonna help you before you get to it.
you just like some of the members of the First Baptist Church. You done cut the preacher off
Cut them off.
before he even finished what he had to say, and now you don't want to hear it, and you sitting up there with your arms folded and your legs crossed and your mouth poked out.
Baby. Because in the
I feel like
Ain't
we need
nobody talking about nothing about no same water,
to.
because although it's still the same water, it's flowing water, so it's still good water. You gonna miss that. You'll catch it later. At any rate, that
It's that
fountain,
same water that got the contamination in it.
same
that
contaminant.
that
If ain't no
it's not still. It's not still. It's flowing water. Y'all, hush.
But use
Um,
the river.
but
Use the river because the fountain
no,
ain't.
we can't use. Well, I guess we can use the river. We can use the river. The Red Sea and the Dead Sea has the same tributary, the River Jordan. They have the same river that pours into them, but one has no living organisms. One is so salty that if you step in it, you got to take off anything that is personal to you because it's going to corrode it or eat it up
Mm-hmm.
because it's dead. The other, on the other hand, is full of vegetation, full of living creatures, because it has an outlet. The Dead Sea does not have an outlet.
There you go.
So it's getting stuff in, but it's not letting anything out. However, the Red Sea is getting stuff in and also letting things out.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't be where we get, and never give anything back. Somebody go end up dead in the situation.
You're right. Ain't
And
nobody.
that's on both ends, whether it's the man getting and not giving out, or it's the woman getting and not giving out. And Janatica, you do a lot of getting and you ain't giving nothing
Man,
out.
I don't get nothing. No, I give.
Well, I didn't say
You
you
got
was getting nothing, in this instance,
you got it mixed up.
because after 2 weeks ago, I understand why you didn't get nothing. You cut everybody off. Red flag.
You said what now?
I'm not putting over that. We ain't doing that. Nope. That's a no for me.
I'm
Counsel.
sorry. Somebody was texting me.
Stop.
I missed it. Maybe I meant
No,
shoot.
yeah, not somebody texting. Uh-huh.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus is all.
Hey, I don't know how you came in here ready to think you gonna be down on me tonight.
Jesus is on, man. They'll let you on. Ooh,
My grandmother took the chorus and made a verse. Call him up, Tell him what you want. Oh, call him up. Call him. Yeah. And
Oh,
no, darling, I didn't come here just to be on your case tonight. It just
you
so
came here to be
happened
on
the
somebody's case
You
and shit.
can't hear me
the,
on somebody,
the
but see, the
well,
problem.
she opened herself up to it. She
Oh,
opened herself up to it. She put herself
Jay,
in
Jay,
the.
aren't you
Y'all done
glad
woke
you
me
in
up.
the hot seat tonight?
You better go back to sleep.
Y'all done woke me up. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, oh, Jesus, this has been interesting.
Say
Very.
Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block one. Dun,
Boy,
dun,
hush.
dun, dun.
Okay, so we took one question again and kind of stayed there.
I think we got another 30 minutes because the last time we was an hour and 30 minutes, so we
Yeah,
can't leave this.
Every time we get one question, it take an hour.
yeah, we ain't finna
We can't
we
leave
ain't
this
finna
here.
go on here. Yeah, we can, cause I'm sleepy, you sleepy, we all sleeping.
No, I ain't sleeping no more. I'm up now. I'm up.
I'm sleepy. Jonathan,
It's too quiet. You'll never find another coach like mine. Dun,
I
dun,
mean,
dun,
he
dun.
ain't really being a coach right now. He's just being an observer. I need him to
He's
coach,
being an instigator.
coach something.
I ain't said crap. That was between them two. I was gonna let them go back and forth and had a little spill because they was trying to get to the bottom of Janatica's one and done. You know, hey, yeah, yeah. Amen. What's the question? What's the short question? Um,
I'm with you, Jay. Start it over.
what's the short
That was
question?
Oh, what? Ask us something from all them clips you sent.
No,
That's hurt.
because okay, so the one clip I wanted to see in it, and I don't know if everybody got a chance to watch it because I just
I'm gonna
found.
tell you right now, I didn't watch it because, as I
This
told
man
Ebony,
said he
you
didn't
just
know he
sent the
was supposed to
clips.
watch them.
You just sent the clips, and y'all ain't say, "Hey, this is in preparations for Sunday's panel. Go ahead and take these clip out." You just sent clips. I ain't know what they. I didn't. I ain't. All right. I ain't watch clips.
One of the clips was because every woman keeps saying that men are hard and this, that, and the other. It showed that a man was the sole breadwinner. He let his girl finish school, catch up on her bills, do everything, and he basically paid for everything. You know, she gave a little here, gave a little there. At the end, she got her. I think is she got her degree, and the money that she was saving from not spending at the house, she saved up to build her a house from the ground up. Took the man that she was dating in a relationship with for years, took him to see the house, and when she showed him the house, she broke up with him as well and told him that she was moving into the new house with her new boyfriend.
I would have been going to jail because I would burn her and that house down.
I think that I
I'd be
think
sitting in jail right in the penitentiary.
I think
I'm
sometimes
locked up. They
men choose
won't let
the wrong
me
woman
out.
to provide for. You don't you. Ugh. Yeah, sometimes I
Say the
mean
right thing. Say the right thing.
I think that you didn't. I don't think he properly vetted her. He didn't go through enough seasons with her to see how she would respond to success and the failure and all of that. And so he did the right thing. He just did it for the wrong person.
He put all his eggs in one basket.
No, you're supposed to put your eggs in one basket when you
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
no.
mm.
No.
They
When
wasn't married. They wasn't married.
oh they
They
weren't
wasn't married.
married.
They wasn't married.
Well, no,
So he
sure.
put all his eggs in one basket, and they wasn't married. Now, however, if they was married, that's one thing, but they was not married. So
Is it yeah. But you know what? People do that for their boyfriends and girlfriends and some people and they go on and do that. Now, would I do that for somebody that I was not married to. Um, I wouldn't even let somebody that I wasn't married to do that for me.
Baby, we can go to Cheesecake Factory. We can go have a seafood ball.
I'll take you to get a meal.
I'll
I'll
take you to
definitely
get your
go put
nails done. You want to go do a little shopping? You want some new perfume? What I'm not gonna do is put you through school.
not if we ain't married.
I might not do it if we married. What I'm not gonna do is put you through school.
He didn't put her through school while she was in school. They were dating. He was working a full-time job. She was in school. You kind of help and allow your person, build to become better because it's for the sake of the relationship, or at least it's
Well, they
supposed.
should have got married in the middle of all that. If you're doing married folk stuff, be married.
You should have been building married.
Yeah, you should have been building that married.
I I I
The
I,
bad
I
part about that is I've seen people do that, like build to like start dating, move in together, and they built together, and
We ain't living together.
they went from an apartment to a townhouse. Once they bought their house, they got married. They got cars. Like I've seen it done before. I mean, a few times where people did boom, boom, boom,
Well,
boom.
look, if you can do all that, why you can't go down to the courthouse and get some paper? Cause paper, oh,
well, what's
'cause
the
paper
problem with
in
living
court,
together?
that just ain't my thing.
What's the problem with living together?
If we can live together, we can go and be married. Cause we doing married for
Well. Who's to say they was doing married folk thing? They could have just been living together for the time.
living together. That's married folks too.
Not necessarily.
You,
There's
Jay,
there's there's things called roommates.
they weren't roommates.
Folks shacking
There's
up.
there, there's things. First of all, shacking ain't nowhere in the Bible. Show it to me.
I knew
Oh,
you was
Show
gonna
it to
go
me.
there.
there go
Show it
one.
to me.
Hold on, let's one and done. Go
Nah,
ahead.
nah, y'all done did too much on my sister tonight. Now look
Man,
at here.
the
Look
sad
at here. If you gonna get up there and do what married folks do, so if you're gonna be a roommate, be a roommate. Say that, but what roommate pay all the bills and let you do whatever you gonna do? A roommate is that'll be somebody they'll help you do stuff. If you gonna move, you want to move in together, that's fine. Do you? But what I'm saying is, as for me and Ebony to share a house, you just ain't finna move in my house with me. I don't care if you are finna go pay all the bills. If you want to come in here, we finna go down there and every them say we finna put it on paper. Cause that just what worked for me. Now when you do that, then you want to pay all these bills, baby, pay them. I'm gonna make sure you always straight. You ain't never gonna be hungry. You don't even have to buy your drawers because I'm gonna handle all of that for you. But you just ain't finna come over here and think I'm gonna wash your drawers. Cause I'm not just cause you here. We just not finna do that.
I like it.
Next question,
Shacking.
because Jonathan went quiet again.
Look, what you call it in the end, sis?
Shacking.
Shacking ain't nowhere in the Bible.
Look, like I said, I didn't go quiet. I let y'all say what y'all say. I've seen it
I
done. I
I think the only thing that I
I've
think
seen
the only thing that
I've done healthy. I've seen people go from one spot to the next spot to the next spot, get married and double up and move here. I've seen it done. What she did was what a lot of women say men do. And I was just showing the fact that a man got done the same way that women say that men do them. So it's equal. I mean, it's not just men out here with women. And to go back to the alpha male, alpha woman role, there's a lot of women that say they hate being an alpha woman, but when they get into relationship with a man, some of them can't let go of that male, that alpha female trait and stuff. So they are always interjecting. And some men are like, you either gonna let me lead or you gonna lead. But if you lead, I'm gonna leave.
well again I said it earlier. We listen to Boosie and Weber too much. INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that
So
means?
do you all think that Because I think that an alpha woman can very well be a submissive woman still.
I never say they couldn't. A lot of them don't be, can't be because they.
You like a lot of.
You always. I knew it. See, I knew it. But I consider myself as an alpha woman
Because you want
but I am a very submissive woman. Like I will. I'm telling you.
You like a lot of conflicting things to coexist at the same time.
Okay, now y'all, not too much on my girl.
No.
Because listen, when you have been forced into a situation to be okay, so Janotica and I are divorcees. We are single mothers. We have to handle everything. So this the thing. I want to give it to somebody else. I want a man to come in. I want you to do your thing. Be the man. But you gotta be
the man.
Like when you come in, because y'all be wanting to take 50, 11 years to do something, and then you get mad when we go on and handle it because it need to be handled. If I come in and be like, baby, I need such and such, can you handle XYZ? I done gave it to you. And don't get me wrong, I give him the opportunity to fix it. But there's a time frame. And if you don't do it within that time frame, then we're gonna pick it back up.
And Ebony, what she did was communicate. She did not even just assume that he should know. She communicated.
No, but communicate.
And then you still get mad when you don't do it. And so, yeah, I know you said that is very conflicting, but I am that woman. Like, I will. This man went mute so he could talk crap behind the thing.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, put it out there.
Huh?
Say it with your chest.
You're a Rubik's Cube. That's what I said. This is why we got the waffle and the spaghetti illustration right here. This is exactly why we have waffles and spaghettis. Compartments and just all over the place.
That don't make no sense.
No, I don't. Now it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense.
We know what we want.
It don't make no sense. No, you don't. Apparently,
that's not all over the place. Sorry,
you don't.
I hate it. You think that way, but we're not. It's not like that.
I'm not thinking any type. I'm just going off of what you've been saying. That's all.
It costs nothing.
You know what? Janotica, if you go outside and you say the sky is purple, I'm gonna say okay, it's purple. Because at this point, there's no other way to get along than to agree.
That is so untrue. I do not want a yes man.
No, that's not it. Who just wants somebody to say yes to them all the time?
Nobody.
Janotica.
Nobody want that. No. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea about me.
Well, look at him.
Have nothing to hide.
It is
INDEPENDENT.
Don't nobody want to be independent. Nobody want to. Y'all got it confused.
Y'all keep saying that.
You don't keep talking about that.
Huh?
Y'all keep saying it though.
Don't nobody want to be independent.
What you saying and what you showing?
You want to be interdependent.
2 + 2 ain't making 4 tonight.
Question then to the gentleman on the panel. How do you help a woman? Jonathan H. Moore Jr., you
Oh my God.
so disrespectful.
She didn't call your whole name. I hope the FBI not looking for you.
What you say? What you?
I hope the FBI not looking for him. You can call this man whole name.
And no, I know his government middle name, but I didn't call that. I just called the initial.
Yeah, that's why I ain't give y'all my middle name.
Well, I ain't gonna call it out online. I might call it to you when I'm trying to get your attention offline. But anywho, so since you're saying that women are Rubik's cubes and are difficult,
No. Because I didn't say all women. I didn't say all because y'all like to do that. Y'all like since you saying women. No, I didn't put no plurality on there. I specifically brought that out for Janatica. So,
Listen.
but at any rate, go ahead.
How would you help a woman move past that? Because we're talking emotional intelligence. We're talking not going down the same path. So, question: how do you help a woman who has been having to do everything on her own, who obviously wants to be in a stable, non-toxic relationship? How do you help? How do you be the man that helps her move past that?
You
So
want me
that,
to answer this first, or you want Jonathan to answer
so
this
that
first?
you go ahead, you talking
You been had.
Me? So, first of all,
first.
and it's gonna be hard work, but if she's worth it, you gonna have to do it. You gonna have to learn her complexities.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to learn them. I got a light bulb in my bathroom right now. I know I've been on illustrations all night long, but it is what it is. Got a light bulb in my bathroom right
Mm-hmm.
now that keeps flickering. And it ain't going out, it just keeps flickering. So I got up there and I said, okay, maybe it's loose. I went to tighten it up, it wasn't loose. I said, okay, maybe it's something in the socket itself that's a wire or something that's making it act the way it's at. I took the whole light fixture down trying to see what was going on, because why the light bulb keep flickering like this? Put the piece back up, put the light bulb back in there. For a day or two it was fine. Guess what it's doing again?
Flickering.
Flickering. Guess what I went did? I went got the box of light bulbs and figured out, because of the type of bulb it is, instead of going out, it just flickers when it's about to completely die. But it never actually goes out, it just flickers. So I went through all these complex things to figure out that the only thing I needed to do was basically change the light bulb. So I did all this hard work with all these complex things to figure out one simple thing. I'm saying that to say sometimes you got to go through the work to get to the simple root of the cause of the issue. Figure out her complexities, walk through them, and then figure out how to simplify them.
Okay.
But you can't be this. You can't in this case. You're not gonna be able to be that domineering type of guy. You kind of got to take her by the hand and walk with her through the field.
Jay, that's
You
the
gotta.
best thing you done said all night.
Oh, now that's the best thing I done said all night. Complexity.
Good
Complexity.
job.
Good answer.
Wait
Good
a minute,
answer.
Is that your final answer?
I think it is.
Just stop. That's good.
Jonathan.
I can't wait till we backstage.
Jonathan.
She doing some light work stabs at you, brother.
Jonathan, Coach Jay. Coach
She's
Jay,
doing.
the relationship coach.
Uh, I will take what my brother just said and add to it. Sometimes you have to sit a woman down and you have to get into her mind and say, hey, how have you been doing things, and how can we simplify what you have been doing? I think that both the young ladies tonight said they want a man to just actually lead. But sometimes, like my brother just said, sometimes you have to take her by the hand and show her the path. Like, hey, this is how we should set this out, and we should do A, B, C, D. Yep. Okay. So you've been doing this out of this. Hey, I think it's better if we take one account and that account be solely for all bills. So we put whatever monies need to go out for the bills for the month into this sole account, so it won't damage what we're doing over here. and then that money comes out. We'll set up dates and alerts and stuff to say, hey, we know that the money comes out for this bill on this day. So we'll check it that next following day, make sure it went out, and vice versa. And you just kind of, like you said, take her by the hand and show her like, hey, we have to put everything in a system. And that system has to work for us, not work for you, not work for me, but work for us. What's going to be best for us? And then we start moving forward in what works best for us, because there's no longer a you and there's no longer a me. Now there's a us. We need to start moving as a us instead of a we, or instead of an I.
Okay. This has been You, Me, and the Trinity's Christ Connections.
Oh, he's leaving us.
Janai, do you have anything you would like to say in closing? This has been a titillating conversation.
Look at Jay. He looking at me. He want me to say, you should have seen the sit up on him when you asked me that question. He is so ready. I don't understand. He's so ready. I just wanted to say I enjoyed you guys tonight. And we'll continue to climb. We'll continue to lift as we climb. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So thank y'all for tuning in. And if you call me Wood.
If y'all see me in the woods fighting a bear, I know Mystical said help the bear, but help me, because 9 times out of 10, Janatica's gonna be the bear. So y'all come see about me.
Whatever. Listen, y'all catch us in 2 weeks when we're bringing back Mind of a Man. It's gonna be interesting. They always are. So we love y'all and good night.
Good night. I'm staying on.
Dun, 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 dun.